So far in his MLB career, Triston Casas has really been struggling at the plate, but it's not time to give up on him yet. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Seat Radio. My name is Corbin, and coming into the 2023 season, Triston Casas was one of the most highly touted prospects in baseball, right? He was the #1 prospect in all of baseball for first base, and what he'd been doing in the minor leagues had people really excited as to what he could do at the major league level. Well, so far this year and a little bit last year, those results just simply have not translated to the major league level, and people are starting to get really concerned. However, there is a silver lining here, and the silver lining is that Triston Casas may be on the verge of an all-out breakout, a red-hot streak that could happen any second here. I firmly believe that that could possibly happen, and I have statistical evidence to back that up. So what we are going to do in today's video is we are going to break down Triston Casas. We're going to talk about what he's been doing so far this year, why his results are the way they are so far, and we're going to be talking about why I believe that Triston Casas could be a breakout candidate any second here. But before we do, we all know that Foco makes some of the most collectible bobbleheads in the world, and their latest collection features none other than Triston Casas himself. Kind of fitting, huh? As part of their Welcome to the Show collection, Foco has released just 96 Triston Casas bobbleheads to the public, and you can get yours today. Before you get into this video, click the link in the description below to head to Foco.com and pre-order your unique, almost one-of-a-kind Triston Casas bobblehead memorabilia. Again, there are only 96 of these Triston Casas bobbleheads made, so it's going to be an extremely limited edition run. If you want yours today, again, click the link in the description and pre-order your Triston Casas Welcome to the Show bobblehead at Foco.com. Thank you to Foco for sponsoring this channel. Thank you for clicking on this one. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's start by breaking down what Triston Casas has done so far and why, right? At the time of this recording, we are recording after the first Angels game, so these numbers may be a tiny bit different than what his actual numbers are right now, but they're still pretty close and they still bring home the same point. In 42 games so far at the time of this recording for Triston Casas, he has just a 176 average with a 305 on base percentage, which was actually pretty impressive considering his average is so low. He also has a 352 slug and just a 657 OPS, which has led to a 77 OPS plus, meaning that at the time of this recording, Triston Casas is 23% less productive at the plate so far this year than the average player in baseball. So what is going on? Well, it's really interesting when you look at Triston Casas' plate appearance so far this year. He's still walking at an elite level, right? He's in the 95th percentile for walk rate, meaning that only 5% of Major League Baseball is walking at a higher rate than Triston Casas so far this year. He's also not chasing a lot of pitches either. He's in the 78th percentile in chase rate, meaning that Triston Casas' approach at the plate hasn't really changed. So what's happening with Triston Casas is that he's simply being too patient at the plate. His greatest strength is also hurting him the most so far in his major league career. And here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. When we break down Triston Casas' statistics into what count he hits in, when Triston Casas is ahead in count so far this year, meaning that he has more balls than strikes, he has a really great 409 on base percentage, but a terrible 071 slug, which is an OPS of just 481. That is 100% below league average production when Triston Casas has more balls than strikes in a count. But when he is attacking first pitch strikes so far this year, he does have a bit of a lower on base percentage at 375, but he has a really impressive 1.133 slug and a much higher OPS at 1.508, or a 200 OPS plus, meaning that when Triston Casas is attacking first pitch strikes, he is 100% more productive than the average player in baseball. In fact, Triston Casas, when he has no balls at all in a count, he has a 190 OPS plus. Again, it really looks like Triston Casas' biggest strength is also one of his biggest weaknesses so far in his career. Now, Triston Casas has been heralded as a guy who is aggressively patient in the zone, right? He knows exactly what his strike zone looks like, and he is going to wait you out until you make a mistake pitch. The problem with Triston Casas so far this season is that he's waiting too long. He's allowing for pitchers to get deep into these long counts, and that's great in terms of working a pitcher, but at the same time too, he's not attacking the pitches he wants, and it feels as though he's looking for walks as opposed to looking for hits. So in my opinion, that's the biggest reason why Triston Casas has struggled so far this year. And these statistics may seem like it's going to make it hard for me to try and convince you that Triston Casas is about to get red hot, but for that, we're going to have to dive into some completely different statistics, and we're going to start with his monthly splits. By breaking down Triston Casas' 2023 season into months, there are some really encouraging signs. So far in May, again at the time of this recording, Triston Casas has a 240 average with a 339 on base percentage and a 440 slug, which gives him an OPS of 779 and an OPS plus of 113, meaning that so far this month, Triston Casas has been about 13% more productive than the average player in baseball. Comparing that to his month of April, you could see some drastic improvements. For starters, his OPS plus in April was just 68. That is a massive jump in terms of how he's producing at the plate, but beyond that as well, Triston Casas in the month of May, it took him 50 at-bats to get to 3 home runs, 7 RBIs, and 22 total bases. In April, it took Triston Casas 75 at-bats to get to those same numbers. So basically what I'm saying here is that so far this season, Triston Casas is trending in the right direction. The month of May this year has so far been his most productive season at the major league level, and that is fantastic news. It means that Triston Casas is progressing, not regressing throughout his 2023 campaign, which was kind of expected of a rookie, right? It's struggling in the beginning and slowly starting to get your footing here, and now it's time to take off. And to really hammer home why I think Triston Casas is really close to taking off and becoming a legitimate piece on this Red Sox offense, I want to talk about a stat called expected weighted on base average, or xWOBA. Basically, what xWOBA does is tells us what quality of contact Triston Casas is having opposed to just the result itself. Basically, all those hits that you're like, man, that ball was smoked, it was just right to somebody, those get added in as a positive for xWOBA, and they're taken away in batting average. Basically, it's saying, I don't really care that you got out on this hit. This hit was 110 miles an hour. It was a launch angle that was perfect, right? That is a positive in terms of a result. And so far this season, Triston Casas is sitting at 337, which, by the way, is the second highest expected weighted on base average on the entire Red Sox team, which is hinting at the probability that Triston Casas has been a bit unlucky so far this year. It is also saying that Triston Casas is expected to perform about 7% above league average production so far this year because of the quality of hits Triston Casas is getting. On top of that too, his xWOBA is trending upwards over his last 100 at-bats, meaning that he is making more and more quality contact as we get through this 2023 season. He is also currently in the 86th percentile in barrel rate, meaning all of this to say that Triston Casas right now is hitting the ball very, very hard. He's just not finding grass, which is something sometimes we see in early seasons with guys on the Boston Red Sox, right? We saw this same kind of problem happen last year with Alex Verdugo, where he was making fantastic contact with baseballs. They just weren't going anywhere. And what we're seeing right now from Triston Casas is very similar. Some really, really hard fly outs to the very, very back of the warning track. Some line drives smoked and caught at first base, or smoked and caught at third base. And if we combine that with the fact that he's still maintaining his sort of presence at the plate of being very, very selective, this is a real recipe for success in the future for Triston Casas. I'm not exactly sure when this breakout is going to happen, but it feels like he's very, 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 very close, right? It feels like he's right on the verge of becoming a legitimate force in this Red Sox lineup. Now, again, the problem with Triston Casas right now is it appears as though he's been a bit too patient at the plate. So what do you do to fix this? Well, it's a really hard question to answer because you don't want to take away that approach. You don't want to not be patient at the plate because the more aggressive you get, the more strikeouts you're going to get and the less walks you're going to have. And that's just not part of Triston Casas' game. Triston Casas just needs to sort of get back to being able to punish those mistake pitches that he was so good at generating because he has such a command of the strike zone. So in my opinion, it's not really about fixing something with Triston Casas. It's about letting him naturally become more comfortable and more aggressive at the plate to start to attack those mistake pitches because they're going to come with his plate approach. But that's just my opinion. So let me know in the comment section down below, based on all this stuff I put on the table in this video. Let me know what you think of Triston Casas' 2023 season. Let me know what you think of the possibility that Triston Casas that gets red hot real soon. And let me know what you think Triston Casas is going to need to do to break out in a big way. Let me know all your thoughts on Triston Casas' 2023 season so far in the comment section down below. As always, if you made it to the end of this video, do me a favor, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. Helps these videos out a ton and it would mean a lot to me. If you made it to the end here, you clearly enjoy some Triston Casas content, be sure to hit the link in the description below to get your limited as limited can get edition of Triston Casas' rookie bobblehead in the description below at foco.com. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one, and I will see you in the red seats.